Dear Vertical Church, what you see on the outside is not always the same as what you see on the inside. I have tried to look happy on the outside, but for many years I have carried deep shame for giving myself away before I was married. I grew up in the era of true love waits, knowing that I should save myself for the one I would marry. I made a promise to God in front of my church and wore a purity ring to show my commitment. I knew it was right and what I ought to do, but I did not keep that commitment. Within a week of my commitment, I had failed. The guilt was overwhelming. Instead of running to Jesus in my rejection, failure, and defeat, I ran to other guys. I thought, if I could just find my husband and get married, all this shame and guilt will go away. At 22, God brought the man I would marry into my life. I stood at my wedding, pregnant. I thought for sure being married would take away all the shame. Like a light switch, I expected all of the feelings of reject, unworthiness, and failure to go away. I thought, all of the negative feelings will be gone. I will be healed. Intimacy with my husband will be great. But it wasn't. I was still consumed with shame. And yet God was faithful to keep pursuing me. He faithfully told me he loved me, that Jesus had taken the shame from my sin, and that he no longer held my sins against me. I had become so used to the voices of shame that it was hard to hear his voice of love. It didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen in months. It took years of healing, reminding myself of truth and silencing the voices of shame. One by one, my fingers finally released the grip on shame and fell into the loving arms of Jesus. I know now that through faith in him, I am blameless, cleansed, and new. I now know that any voices that try to fill me with shame is not of Jesus. My name is Mallory Mormon, and I give God to glory for the healing he has done in my life. I am walking in redemption. I know who I am, and I am free.